Well, happy 4th of July to everybody. It has been raining all morning. So I don't know what our plans are going to be today, but if it lets up, we're planning on going to a ride up to a little glacier if it's still there. Call it a little glacier. I mean, it melts off, but it's usually big snow and ice filled with water flowing out from underneath of it on most years. But yeah, it's quite the day. You can see in the background through the window there, it is just raining cats and dogs. In fact, it rained 2 dogs in here that are soaking wet next to me. Whole trailer smells like a wet dog. But yeah, that is really coming down out there. It's kind of nice in a way. It feels good to have all this moisture after it was so hot earlier in the week. But sometimes we just get too much of a good thing at the same time, so. But yeah, they can see my little rain gutter just this is the high side of the trailer. Doesn't matter how level you try to get your trailer, it's always a little out. I can tell because this side is dripping out the rain gutter, the other side is just pouring off the whole edge, so it's a little out. But so maybe once this passes or lets up, we'll head off for a little adventure somewhere. Got a little Storm here. She's all bundled up in her little red blanket that they like. And we got the goofball here. She's a little upset because she doesn't have the squirrels to chase this morning. So, well, I guess it's just a lazy dog day today. And just like that, the storm ends. Amazing weather. Well, this is the start of the Phi Kappa Mine trail.
So we got up to that fence and I was like, oh my God, it's gated off.
And we got Kelly and Shane with us today. Well, let's get ready to head up the trail and see what's up there. Well, this is a regular Indian paintbrush. And we're at the Phi Kappa Mine site. And it's collapsed. That was open a few years ago.
Shane,
Yeah.
you better wait.
Oh, I ain't.
And Suki's trying to see what's inside there, but yeah, this mine was in operation as late as 1988, as far as I know. Ooh. Man, it's high up here. Yeah, I don't know what year this old truck is, but it's been up here forever. Coming up that steep road, that would be no joy driving that thing up and down it. Unless it was pulled by a cat. And everybody's got their signature on there. There's a whole bunch of writers that are spelled wrong. It should have an I. Well, somebody's got their memorial up here. I have no idea if it was somebody that used to mine here or what. 11/3/22. But man, what a place to be laid to rest. We're going to be headed right up to where that snow-capped peak is. That big flat-topped one. You can see that whole mine site. They're loading dock or whatever you want to call it there. Still got the old mine cart track. Say the mine has collapsed, or the portal has collapsed. Last time I was up here, you could still see into the portal, so. Okay, Bambi, you ready to go? Huh? You ready to go? Well, from here on out, it's a 50-inch trail. Goofy dog of mine still trying to bite all the trees we go by. Well, this is normally where the glacier's at, or what we call a glacier. It's just a big snowbank, but usually comes all the way down to here where we're parked at. But every year's different.
Are you feeling better now?
We've got one heck of a windy storm up here, whether it's the front moving through or what, but man, it's windy. Yeah, it's a pretty place. There's an old mine right up there. Well, we'll head back down and go up another trail. Well, if you could check out the size of this tree, it is taller than my bike. I mean, this thing's a huge old tree. Come down that old avalanche chute. Yeah, it's a neat one. Well, I hope you enjoyed that trail. That is the Phi Kappa Mine Trail, trail number 4054. Narrow, rough, steep trail, but well worth the trip up there. Well, we are on the start of Big Fall Creek Lake Trail, 50-inch wide. Got some steep climbs and some cabins up ahead, but here's what we got to start with. You got to get through that narrow boulder field. Well, does Kelly like it? There's the trail right there.
Oh, is that where it ends?
No, that's where we gotta go. That's where we need the 4-wheel drive. Now this is quite the view there. Well, we made it up to the top of this steep bugger. That's your view. A big old green meadow. The only problem we got a big old storm moving in.
I know, that's what I said we better.
Got the cabin right there. I don't know how long this has been up here, but here's the inside of the cabin. A white dog and Suki. Actually pretty spacious. We got an old barbecue lid there, but have a neat place. Imagine waking up to the view out the front door every morning. Don't have much time to get any more footage up here like I'd like to. We got a heck of a thunderstorm moving in. You can see it's really coming in and raining, getting cold, and a lot of lightning. So we're gonna head down this steep bugger. We'll see you down there at the bottom. A heck of a view out there. Just wasn't storming. Man, I'd hate to have been back in the days when these guys were mining that and having to drive this steep bugger. It wouldn't have been any fun. There's a long ways down there, especially with lightning flashing. This ain't no place to be in an electrical storm, so we're just getting out of here. The good thing about this little Honda is it's a direct drive, and I can just put it in low gear and it'll go right down this hillside, no brake, no nothing. This is a steep bugger. That's all I can say. A better perspective, but yeah, I gotta concentrate on the road. And when
Boy, that really gets the beef jerky out of there.
Well, guys, that was quite the experience. That was a nasty, nasty thunderstorm. I thought I was going to freeze to death coming down that. Got the wind blowing so hard up the mountain, blowing the rain through your cab. Couldn't see. And now we've got partly cloudy sunshine out here. This is last little cabin. It's usually the first cabin on the way up, but there was somebody here, so we didn't stop. I'll give you a little peek inside. There's still a little bed frame in there. Be a good place to take shelter. I don't know if this thing's got an attic or not. Or a loft. There's a lot of room up there on the peak of that roof, but yeah, that was a bad one. I think I still got a raindrop or something on my lens. But the dogs all survived. Other than that little Bambi. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. It was kind of a mess, but I guess you deal with the weather when it comes. So if you like seeing me getting soaking wet and cold, give me a thumbs up, comment and share if you would. Until next time, see you later.